Okay, so for today, we need to look at topography of Mount St. Helens. So our purpose is to use a topographic map to study the area around Mount St. Helens. So we don't need you to know what Mount St. Helens necessarily is. We need you to know how to read a topographic map, and we're using this as an example. So you start out by reading the procedure, and it says a topographic map is used to represent the altitudes of features in a given area. For example, the topographic map on the next page shows the area around Mount St. Helens. All of the elevations in this map, which was prepared by the U.S. Geological Survey, are expressed as feet above sea level. So you should underline feet above sea level. That's going to tell you how it's measured. Using the legend, find the hiking trail on the map. So that's step 2. Color this trail with red pencil. Okay, so you're going to go, you're going to look for the hiking trail, and I'm not going to give you the answers, but I'm going to give you a hint, okay? Here's your legend. Okay. So you find a hiking trail, and you think, if I were hiking, where would I start? Would I start at the bottom of a mountain or at the top of a mountain? Okay, if you were hiking. So just use your logic to process that, okay? So the next thing you're going to do, it says number 3, a group of hikers followed a stream for part of their hike. With the blue pencil, color that part of the stream they most likely followed. Beside the trail, place an arrow that shows the direction in which the stream follows. Okay. So let's take a look at this map. If you look, you see 3600 contour line, you see 3800 contour line, you see 4000 contour line, you see 4200, you see 4400. So you notice a pattern that between every single line, it's 200 feet. Remember they said it was feet above sea level, okay? So you start looking and you see these little streams right here. And the streams are all over, and you have to think, okay, if I were hiking, which stream would I most likely be by? And I'll let you figure that out. But these numbers, you might not understand what they mean. So when you look at a map, a topographic map, what these numbers will tell you is they're going to tell you the elevation or the height above sea level. So for example, this point right here is 4,200 feet above sea level. So if you look, can you see that it's getting bigger or smaller as you go forward? For this, it's going bigger. Sometimes when you're outside, it gets bigger, then it gets smaller, then it gets bigger, and it's smaller depending on the terrain, right? So this right here will tell you that it's very, very steep because these contour lines are close together. When they're far apart, it tells you that it's gradual. The slope is gradual. So this will tell you right here that they're probably, I'm in a pretty hard hike right here. Okay, that's very, very steep. When you come over here, you see that it's also really steep. But I want you to pay special attention to what's happening to these numbers. It says 64, 68, 72, 8,000, and then you see a crater. So this is Mount St. Helens. So think about what Mount St. Helens is. Think about, okay, this is 8,000, this is 8,200. Don't mountains usually peak? So what's happened here? I want you to just think about that and look at those numbers, okay? So our original question says, find the stream and find out which direction it's flowing. Well, how are you supposed to know what direction it's flowing? Well, streams are going to flow following gravity, right? And gravity's going to pull things down. So if this is the top, right? See that built up right here? And if there's a stream here and here, which direction are they probably going to flow? Well, they're going to flow downward, right? So if you find, for example, this stream right here, okay, that makes a V. See that V? And that stream goes through it. The stream goes through it because you can see that this land has been moved by the water. Okay, the water is moving that land. Okay, so stay with me here. The point of this V marks where that stream intersects in a lot of cases. And the point of the V will point upstream. So if this is upstream, this is pointing the point of the V, this is pointing upstream, the downstream would go that way. So that means that the stream is going to go down. So the point of the V points upstream. Okay? Downstream is the way water flows. So that makes sense that this is the top of the mountain. Going down is downstream. Okay? So hopefully that helps. For these questions, or it says outline the crater. Sorry, for number 4. You'll be fine. It literally says crater, so that shouldn't be hard. Okay? Green pencil. At what altitude did the group of hikers begin their hike? These altitude questions right here, all that is just being able to read the numbers, just like reading a graph. That's why they call this a topographic map. This is like a graph and a map mixed. So that's going to have to be straight from you, okay? At what altitude did the hikers begin to follow the stream? Same thing. Does the stream flow in the direction toward or away from the top? I just gave you that answer. How high is the rim of the crater? You're going to have to look. What's the highest altitude shown on this map? So find the highest altitude. How much lower is the mountain today than before it erupted? So you're going to have to infer about how high do you think it is and how high do you think it is now. Are depressions shown on this map? How do you know? So just to let you know what a depression is, a depression is where it looks like it gets taller and then it gets slower. It gets shallower. That's a depression. Okay? So are depressions shown in this map? How do you know? Well, don't say I know because it's a volcano. You have to tell us how you know and prove it with the numbers. Okay? If you need help, you need to come see me in the morning. You cannot put this off. First 6 weeks, right? The next thing I'm going to go over is expectations for missing work. Okay, so I want everyone to listen. This last 6 weeks was very kind, and I offered to help you with tutoring. You have to come. You have to get a permanent pass. I was in your classroom. I told you to come see me, okay? Some of you did, and you were great, okay? If you have missing work, okay, the cutoff is the 5th week of the 6 weeks. So on week 6, if you come and you say you want to turn in assignments, we're not going to honor that. And here's the reason. That's too late. There's too many mistakes that can be made. We don't want to make mistakes. We need all your grades in and finalized by that 5th week. So what should you get from this? Turn your assignment in on time. That's what you need to know. So everything that we're giving you, you should have plenty of time to do in class. If you feel that it's too much, you need to come talk to me. The next thing, missing work. If you want to turn it into Mrs. Forrester and have her grade it, that's fine. You better check with me, Miss Wimwehen, well before the 5th week. I didn't say the 6th week, the 5th week. So that we can make sure the 6 weeks you know where your grade is. That's going to take off stress from you, for Mrs. Forrester, and for me. Okay? What I'm saying is if you turn in a missing assignment, I am the one inputting your grades. I can't see you. I can't come find you. Most of you, I don't even know your names. Okay? You're going to have to come see me and alert me. You can't come after the 6 weeks is over and say, my grade didn't get updated. Well, maybe I didn't know about it. And maybe that's just the situation, guys. I'm not in that classroom right now. You're going to have to come and talk to me about a missing grade. So I hope what you're hearing from this is, don't turn your work in late. It's going to create a problem. Get it in on time. So if you're absent, that's one thing.